So I'm here talking about what I thought about Web 2.0 applications. And if I look up periodically, it's because I'm looking at my computer monitor. I actually have um, a little bit of experience with this as I used to be a school site coordinator. And so one of the things I did was I ran the social networking for the school that I was at, which was Facebook and Twitter. We didn't have an Instagram or a Snapchat, but we did have, a website as well as a digital presence for the elementary school that I used to be at. And I was in a different role, but at my school now, I'm a classroom teacher, and um, and so I can certainly understand how vital that is, and it's a great way to communicate with your parents, with your community partners. Um, Being at the school that I'm at, one of the things I've found is that my parents don't call, they all text me. And they also have very limited Wi-Fi capability. That's a real thing. Um, None of my kids, out of the 20 students that I teach in my class, I would say less than 3 of them have working home PCs. But all 20 of them have access to a smartphone. Not every one of them has mobile data, though. Some of them only have Wi-Fi capabilities, and um, and so um, it would be unfair to do something like a flipped classroom for my students who could not access reliably the internet. That being said, though, something like Khan Academy, we use that anyhow. It's part of our Clever package at Topeka Public Schools. Um, but it's really hard. One of the things that we don't talk very much about is that technology is becoming one of those other categories that really defines the differences between the haves and the have-nots. I've got kids that have, they're still rocking an Apple 5 phone, that have the iPhone 5 that only work on Wi-Fi. And so these phones only come alive when they get to school and we have, a bring your own device network that they can access, sometimes, and sometimes they can't. And they can't make calls on these phones. They can't go to the web very well on these phones. And so it kind of makes me worry, if we're putting so much online, are we really creating an inequality of education now? I can assign a Khan Academy video. We just did a unit on fractions. We spent, it seemed like a month on fractions, and I assigned a couple of Khan Academy videos and a couple of different learning activities for them to do, because we teach from Eureka, which is Engage New York, so we have the access to the web links and everything. And I stopped doing that after the first semester because they weren't going there. And I didn't really understand why they weren't going there. And they weren't going there because they didn't have Wi-Fi. And you kind of forget about that. Well, since this is the last audio-video reflection for the semester, which is kind of terrible because I was just getting really used to it and very comfortable with it, I have to say that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this aspect of it as well. I would not do a classroom blog. I find a lot of blogs to be too confessional and really boring. And even this weblog right now is going on way too long for my interest, because it becomes a stream of consciousness thing where you're just like sort of, spewing, for lack of a better word. So no, I wouldn't do that. I do want to show you though. I am gonna turn the camera so you can see. This is a Rubik's snake. Turning the camera. Maybe I can just bring it into the camera. I jerry-rigged this into being my camera phone stand so that I could use my very smart Pixel 3 XL upright, because I don't like pop sockets. So, okay, well, thanks, and I hope you have a great semester, since this is my last video log.